Anybody? Probably not. You did? You went on that? But working in the video game industry for 28 years as an art director, got to write music for Steven Spielberg and Stan Winston. You know who anybody know who Stan Winston is? Yeah, he designed the alien from Aliens, Terminator, Edward Scissorhands, the Predator, a few characters you might be familiar with. And working in the video game industry for 28 years, you know, as you probably guessed, the industry is really about just getting you in front of a first-person shooter and crime and sex and violence and all that stuff. And being an artist and somebody that had some morals, you know, I was kind of questioning what I was doing, you know, on those projects. And when I finally had children of my own, I looked around for a show or a game or things that, you know, I would feel safe that my kids could look into and watch. And, you know, I just kind of want to take a poll here. Just like with a raise of hands, how many of you think that technology is safe for children? No? Nobody? Crickets? All right. How many of you think that there are shows geared towards, you know, 3 to 10, you know, 5 to 10-year-olds that are good for kids, that are teaching children family values and life lessons? Which one? Yeah, I've never heard of that one. Yeah, teaching like we've got the Sesame Street out there is teaching the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, right? And we've got a few of those educational, but which one out there is actually teaching children how to be good citizens in the world? Okay, not crickets. Okay. Anybody know what a lifestyle brand is? Okay, like Hello Kitty is a lifestyle brand. Now, I will buy somebody dinner here if you can answer this very simple question. Name a company in history that has created a lifestyle brand where every single product they make inspires a child to do good without any religious or political agenda. Tonka? That's not a lifestyle brand. They make trucks, but they don't make bicycles and clothes and soap, and you know, it has to be like Disney would be a lifestyle brand. But then again, my kids fell in love with Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana, so you know, there's these things. So I looked around and I'm like, wow, there's not a single lifestyle brand out there, and it's kind of a sad thing when you think about it. Like, where's the lifestyle brand that's backing up my play as a parent? And there wasn't one. You know, where's the comforter set that has the instructions worked into the design, you know, so that they you know, I could teach them how to make their bed with the instructions right there. What about a light switch cover that would, you'd want to turn it off because it has a secret message in it, you know, glow in the dark or something like that. Or maybe this crystal soap, it looks like the dark crystal, it looks like a crystal, you know, like the Superman crystal. And they want to put it back in the packaging that it came in because it lights up. You know, and then it's not melting into your sink and getting all bacterial infested and melting, you know. So I just saw an opportunity, and a friend of mine came along that had some really extraordinary technology, and it was very much like a Wozniak meets Steve Jobs type moment where I saw what he had and I saw opportunities there. So he had a really pedestrian idea for it. He wanted to use it to market products in grocery stores. So you'd have these little small devices that would be down the aisle, and as you're walking by, just like Minority Report, you know. I said, do you realize what you have? We could do the tiki room in people's living rooms with this, you know. And he's like, yeah, I really didn't think of that. So we actually recalibrated the technology, and I'm going to demonstrate this technology. But what if I told you that I could have 1 million toys performing a tiki room-like show in your living room with the new show every hour forever? Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Like Toy Story for real. And what if these toys can interact with like a Sesame Street type show, and we could use it as a teaching device, you know, really powerful teaching device. Let's say that the kid doesn't understand the question that the toy is asking. Well, we can pull from the cloud a different teaching methodology until the child understands what the idea is. So basically, it can teach better than a Harvard professor. You know, we can give children access to knowledge in a way that we've never done it before. Because if you think about it, we have all the knowledge being thrown in our faces, you know, because if you look at Facebook or you look at Instagram or Pinterest or, you know, Google, they're all doing the exact same thing. They're taking really complex information and they're reducing it down to a white labeled way of consuming it, very simple. Like Facebook used to be about all your friends, you know, access to your friends, keeping up with your friends. What are you cooking today? Give me a good dog post, you know? But it's become more commercialized. It's now more kind of a lifestyle magazine with all kinds of ads and stuff in there because they had to make money. And Instagram is, you know, it used to be like when I was a kid, you put all the pictures on the wall of all the things that you're into, the bands and all that stuff. Well, that's all Pinterest is. It's just a way of consoling all the things that you like, you know, on a wall. Twitter is like access to all of your favorite stars and celebrities. You can see it all in a little short tweet, you know. But there's nothing for children, nothing that I would trust. I looked at YouTube Kids. My son was watching you know, something was teaching him how to do something in Minecraft, an hour-long tutorial video. Halfway through the video, this creepy guy gets in there and says, "Hey kids, is anybody in your home beating you?" I'm like, what? A little phone number on there. I'm like, wow. Because YouTube doesn't have the bandwidth to look at hour-long videos on Minecraft and wonder if there's something embedded. So we really have no safe network for our children that, you know, we're like, where's the modern day Mr. Rogers? There isn't one. I mean, we had Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, but, you know, he had a little indiscretion there and then that went away. So we need something that can get kids excited about doing good, you know? It's not a complicated thing. So I came up with the Friendly Project, and I'd like to say it's a lot more than a toy. It's more of a movement, so I'm really going to ask you guys to kind of help me with this movement, to get this thing out there in the world, because nobody knows about it except for a handful of people that made it #1 parenting app on the App Store 3 days after launch without a dime of marketing, because people desperately want this. So I'm going to show a little video here and show you what the Friendly Network is. It's a $2 one-time fee app. I don't track anything. I know nothing about your family. I just know your email just because you can log in. You know, like you could be a parent in California, but grandma in Florida wants to participate in their children's upbringing. Well, they can make a chore list, take a picture of the reward, and then the kids check it off and mom approves the chores. Yeah, you did it. Fills up the meter, get to see what the reward is. So we got this really cool chore helper. But we got little 2-minute long lessons in there that teach children how to be good people. And eventually, I'm going to demonstrate this technology. We're going to evolve it so that the toys are actually kind of an avatar for a teacher that will empower you as a parent, kind of weaponize this to get kids to be inspired to do good. So I'm going to show this quick little commercial. And whenever you're ready, are you going to put it up here? No, he has it loaded. And of course, Doc left, so you probably don't know where the video is, but we'll... Let's see here. Do you see it? Oh, we're so prepared here.
What would it be called?
Friendly commercial? Hey, Doc, come back. He's, anyway, while we're waiting for everybody to figure out how to click the button there. So I met this guy, he has this technology. The goal is to create what's called a nonlinear dynamic storytelling, which is a new form of storytelling that I invented. And the way it works is if you have one single toy, let's say you can only afford the one toy at $60, you'll hear, for example, the Little Red Riding Hood story through that one toy, because that's all you got. That's all you can afford. But if you get a second toy and it's within a radius of the other toy, one will become Big Bad Wolf, the other one will become Little Red Riding Hood, and they will perform it between each other. It won't be just a narration, you know, like an audiobook. They'll perform it. If you get a third toy in the mix, let's say the neighborhood kid got one for Christmas, now you got a narrator who will automatically, without you having to do anything, insert narration in between the two performers. But let's say you get all the neighborhood kids come over with their toy. They've got one. Each one could be an individual instrument, playing in perfect unison with the other instruments in orchestration that's playing to be narrated, performed. Yeah, right? Now you understand what I'm talking about. It's crazy, right? Little tea parties are going to be really interesting. And if you can imagine that those toys can interact with movies, television, games, and rides in real time, well, we're now blurring the line between fantasy and reality. I don't know about you, but I used to listen to my toys more than my parents, so I think I've got a really good weapon that gets down to their level and interacts with them in the way that they talk, you know, where kids interact. So I'm going to play the commercial really quick. Can we make that full screen?
That is full screen.
Oh, okay.
It's just the distance from the screen.
Friendlians are aliens from another planet, and I'll explain to you why I picked aliens as my main source of characters. All right.
Friendlians, the world's first believable, affordable, entertaining, and powerful personal growth network for kids that supports the difficult challenge of parenting. Your kids will get access to new videos each month for one low price that supports your trusted family values and life lessons. This Rolodex of solutions inspires kids to greatness by helping kids set goals for the future, teaches them how to take care of the planet, create a customizable exercise.
That's my daughter.
Learn how to combat bullets, teaches saving money and energy, offers you hours of relaxing sleep songs. Learn how to grow your own food and make healthy, tasty meals. Responsibly take care of pets. Learn the value of elders while discovering what it means to be honest and wise while getting along with others. Friendlians comes with a chore helper that lets parents set goals and makes rewarding kids for their work easy. Get the Friendlian Network today so we can help back up your play.
So there you go. So the goal is to get a Rolodex of solutions. A Rolodex of solutions in your pocket, available to you at any moment. Say your kid's having I'm going to just demonstrate the technology, because this is going to be really fun. You get to see how the technology, this is just the technology revealed. We've got the toy here, but ultimately we're going to integrate it into a toy. If you don't like that toy, let's say you don't like the Friendlian. You don't like the way this toy looks. Your kid's scared of it. You gave it to him for Christmas. And they don't like it. You know, they don't think he's cute. Yeah, he's cute, huh? Well, you can actually lift up this little flap, pull out the unit, buy another $20 body, put the unit in, download its personality, you got a whole new toy for 20 bucks. I think there's a few parents that could really benefit from that, because as you know, kids are very picky, they're very finicky, and their attention span is so short. We did a study with a Harvard professor, found out that kids' attention spans is less than a goldfish. Not joking. A little startling. And so we had to come up with something that was, you know, going to keep their attention, and you could swap it out. So you can have like 15 bodies, one unit. That's actually where the money is. It costs a lot to make that unit. And you can have all these different bodies and have all these different characters to play with. And you don't throw the packaging away. I wanted to do a company that was 100% responsible. So I kept on thinking, why do we make these really expensive boxes that we just chuck in the trash? It's so stupid. It's so just not a good thing to do. So this is going to have a little slot on the top. We're going to turn it into a bank so that you can immediately start saving money with it. And when you hold your camera up to it, because this is an alien from another planet, you realize there's something has been stowed away on his little capsule. And you could choose between a bird, a fish, or a reptile, and this will turn into a virtual aquarium or habitat, and the alien creature will talk to you, telling you how to take care of it. So you've got a little animated character there. So you don't throw the packaging away on any of my products. They all become part of the experience. They become a toy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for some volunteers in the I've never done this with such a wide group of all spread out. So I'm going to give one of the units to you here in the front. You can hold one. So this is super expensive technology. Don't crush it. Hold on to it, and when I say, I want you to turn that little switch. Okay? And we'll get somebody over here, Mr. VIP. Now hold it in your hand, and when I say flip that switch, and hopefully we will have it all working. Now Murphy's Law, things never work when you're actually trying to demonstrate it. And somebody back here, who wants to do it? All right? And when I say flip that switch, you flip that switch. Now these are the prototypes. So I'm just going to load a script here. Do you guys want to hear an actual script of toy dialogue, or do you want to hear the Beatles? Toys? Beatles? It seems like...
Toys.
How about we do both? All right. All right. Now turn on your units. Press the power. See if it finds them. That's the cool thing about this technology is, as far as I know, this is going to work. All right. Yeah, it automatically found your toys, so you don't have to do anything. And if we're quiet, 'cause it's only supposed to be an experience that happens with the kid, not a massive audience. It's still trying to establish a connection. We got some Wi-Fi blockers in here. All right, let's try this one more time. Yeah, as expected. Okay, turn off the units again. We'll try this one more time. We may have some Wi-Fi blockers in here. This is a casino, so you know we got a lot of electronics out here. All right, try this one more time. If this doesn't work, it's okay. All right, turn on your units. Give it a shot one more time. Oh, that's not good. And please don't grab it by the cable. But it did work. All right. All right. It found toy 2, and the last one, it's looking for one more, the person that didn't, there we go. All right. Maybe they need to be closer to the Wi-Fi unit, most likely. And as I was expecting.
Murphy's Law.
What if they get up on stage close to you?
All right, we'll give it a try. Come up on stage. Turn the units off. We'll try it one more time. Yeah, I think it's just because I
Come up on stage.
Yeah, we'll give it one more shot.
Stairs are over here on the side.
It's a lot more easier. You see those units? Huh? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, we'll give it one more try because I broke one of my antennas, so maybe the signal might not be strong enough to reach it. Okay, turn on your units. I just demonstrated this outside. That's right. We got aliens, the gremlins. They don't want you to. All right, there we go. And one more. All right. Yeah. Wow. It's not going to work.
Well, then never play with your toys in the casino.
Sorry, nothing burger. I broke the antenna this morning, and I've destroyed the technology. If you come by my booth, I'll demonstrate it for you at my booth. But for some reason, we're getting Wi-Fi blockers, or something has happened here. Anyway, yeah, we've got something is blocking the signal here, so I'll have to debug that. But if you come by my booth, I'll demonstrate the technology in my booth because it works just fine over there. So there must be something in here that's disrupting. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure, and there's nothing wrong with them taking the unit out and playing with it. It's waterproof, it's screwed tight, and it's just a button. So ultimately they get very bored with it. It's so much better inside a toy. So, sorry it didn't work. You know, these things happen to me. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, and so, well, we just took the technology to overseas to get it priced out because things are like 5 times as expensive here. I'd never be able to get it to market if I did it with an American. I'd love it to be American, but you know, everything's made overseas, guys. That's why Trump's ties are made over there. You want to make money, it's a business, but so we're getting it prototyped right now to get the final units done. We're hoping that next year we're going to release it by the end of the year. So imagine that you've got a kid that's got a tantrum. He's not doing very well. You hand the toy to the child, you pull up the friendly network, you say anger management. The toy will wake up and say, "Hi, little one, I hear you're upset and your head is getting really hot because you're getting angry." Well, I know how to solve that problem. You can go ride a bike, or you can eat an ice cream, or you can go play with your pet, or take a bath. These are things that would calm you down when you're getting angry. You know what makes me feel good when I get upset? I look at my family photos when we went on vacation to Disneyland, you know, something like that. At some point, the toy will ask the child a question, If the child, you'll be prompted to ask your child, hey, do you have any ideas like the Friendlian does? Now, I don't need artificial intelligence in this. This is not artificial intelligence. This is a content delivery system, pre-program stuff. And so if the child gives you, the parent, a good answer to that question that you deem good, you say yes, and the story will continue. We know that they understand that idea. But let's say it's a deer in headlights moment. They don't get it. Then you say no, and it will pull from the cloud a different teaching methodology to explain that idea to your child until they get it. So we can have thousands of questions, millions of questions with thousands of answers, different ways of teaching that one thing. And if we get more yeses than nos, then we can actually prove to you that the child has actually learned something. So the goal was to create the Friendlian network. And again, it's a $2 app, one-time fee. You don't have to pay a monthly subscription. It's one time. There's people turning themselves into farm animals for more money than what I'm offering here. And little 2-minute long cartoons, and whatever the topic is, I don't even really care if the kids like the cartoons, because maybe you might not know exactly how to approach the subject of where do babies come from when your 5-year-old comes up to you. Well, we figured out the best way using evidence-based research from psychologists and experts from around the world, the best way to talk about those subjects without getting yourselves in trouble. So they're conversation starters with your kids on very important subjects. And we all talk about preparing our kids for fire safety or stranger danger. We say that we do these things, but do we really? No, we really don't. Whenever it comes up on the news and some kid was abducted, then we say, oh yeah, you don't want to talk to strangers' kids. It's a very casual way about doing it with most parents because we're working all the time. 2 parents are working. So it'd be nice to have a toy that's constantly talking about all the things that you as a parent are wanting your kid to understand, from having goals to taking care of the planet to combating bullying if they're being bullied at school. We've got weapons. We've got arsenals of solutions to how to combat kids that are picking on other kids. And so I'm going to show you something. We got 5 minutes left, and then I'm going to take questions. But Doc Skinner, I turned him into a Friendlian, and we talked about a lesson that we could put on the network, something that he believed in. So he said, I want to talk about being a good loser. So this is,
Sorry, it started by something.
yeah, it's okay. Doc is actually the one complaining about losing, and I do the other voices of the other characters. So go ahead, Doc, play it.
It's your move, Doc. I'm done playing with you. Why? Aren't you having fun? You always win, and I never get to win. I made a mistake, and now I can't win the game. I'm sorry. I don't want you to be mad at me. I thought you were having fun. I made a mistake in the game, and now I can't win.
What's going on in here, children? Someone is sad?
I'm not having any fun because Zeal always wins.
Ah, I see. Well, perhaps you're looking at it the wrong way. Let me ask you something. Are you friends with Zeal, Doc?
Well, yes, of course. He's my best friend.
Why do you play with him?
Well, because he makes me laugh, and we get to go on adventures together. But I made a mistake in the game, and it makes me feel like a loser.
Did you know that this is how all things in life are learned? When you first learned how to walk, you fell a lot. It was a struggle, and very hard for you to do, until after a while, you learned how to do it right. And walking is easy for you now, isn't it?
I never thought about it like that. So you're saying it's okay to fail? It's okay to lose?
Yes, exactly. How else can we learn what not to do next time? I have an idea. Why don't the two of you go outside and play catch with the ball? That's a great game that you could play together, and it requires teamwork. Then later, I'll teach you a few things about this game so that you can better understand it. You see, I taught Zeal how to play this game and how to win, and no one has taught you how to do it too. Does that seem fair, Doc?
I love those ideas. Well, Doc, it looks like you've it looks like I did just that. What do you know? I guess I learned from my mistakes. Hey, you want to go build a treehouse together?
Thanks. Well, just a little louder is fine. Don't be afraid. So here's the thing about that cartoon that you might not realize looking at it. I produced everything. I voiced the characters except for the one that Doc did. I animated it, I modeled it, I wrote it, I wrote the music for it, I did the sound effect, everything. I'm like a one-man Pixar. And I produced the whole thing from beginning to end in less than 3 days. So we're trying to produce little short lessons like that. And I'm not much of an animator, but I can do some talking head type stuff. And you know, I just wanted to get in there and talk about subjects that nobody else is talking about. And so if you download the Friendly Network today, you'll be automatically entered into a little giveaway. So the Wacom company, the Wacom tablets, you know, they've got the little stylus pens, the really expensive pen. They've given me one, so it's a $100 value. If you download the app, do a 5-star rating, show me it on your phone that you downloaded it. I'll give you something over there, a little coaster with the name on it, and you'll be automatically entered. And then on Monday, I reveal who got the pad, and I've got 2 of them. So each day we're going to give one away, and so I appreciate the support. We're really trying to get this out there. We hit #1 rated parenting app. Now we want to be the most downloaded. If I can get 100,000 downloads, we'll have access to millions of dollars. The technology will get made, and we'll have movies and this whole lifestyle brand out there that I was talking about, where you can buy these things, attach them as rewards to incentivize your kids to do good with the Chore Helper. So really hope that it gets out there in a big way, and we're just starting. I mean, if you can go back and see Steve Jobs and Wozniak in his garage, would you guys be savvy enough to know what was happening there? Well, I got a couple people on my board of directors. Nolan Bushnell, he started a small company called Atari and discovered Steve Jobs, created Chuck E. Cheese. And then Roland Hansen, he named Windows and branded Microsoft. And both of these guys believe that technology, that for some reason, because I probably have a cable loose, is going to be very transformative and bring content to a generation of kids in a way that, you know, Apple and Microsoft couldn't. Because we want to make it fun. We want to inspire kids to do good. We don't want to berate them. We don't want to punish them. We want to inspire them. And a lot of the lessons were inspired by this one viral video I saw out on the internet. These guys were trying to get people to take the stairs instead of the escalator. And so they painted the stairs to look like a piano. And they had 75% were taking the stairs over the escalator. So we saved power. We got people to exercise. And this is fun. So I thought we could do, that's how Friendly is operate. We just make everything fun to do, and they want to do it because it's the better way to go. So if you believe in what I'm talking about, it's a one-time $2 fee, download it, give me a rating, you might get a Wacom tablet out of it, but at the very least you're pushing a movement forward, and you know, you can hand out $2 to the guy at the end of the off-ramp and never know what will happen with that guy, what he did with the money. But here you'll actually, if you follow the project, you'll see where we're going with it. We got celebrities that are coming on, big name celebrities that are coming on, going to help us teach some lessons about biodiversity, and we've got, we just met with Jamie Brewer. She's an amazing actress from American Horror Story. She's the Down syndrome actress, everybody probably familiar with her. And yeah, she's amazing. And we're gonna do a lesson on that, you know, how kids should react to kids that are different, you know, because everybody's always afraid to talk to her, or they're talking to her mom instead of talking to her because they don't think that she's capable of talking or something. This girl's brilliant, by the way, probably the smartest one in the room in most circumstances. She had all the best ideas. And so it's really about, you know, the whole Friendly project, if I was gonna sum it up, because I do, is that the Friendly movement is trying to create a generation of children that learn how to work together with each other peacefully despite our differences. And you could be an atheist, I could be a Christian, but we can both agree that we shouldn't be poisoning the soil, air, and water, you know, because we don't like eating and breathing and drinking poison, you know. It's just common sense stuff, right? We can all get on the same page with this stuff and stop the fighting and start thinking about being selfless people, because at the end of the day, why are we here? And what are we doing, you know? What's the purpose of life? leaving this place better than we found it, not making products that are going to kill us just by them being created, and ultimately, looking at each other and learning how to care about somebody that may be a complete stranger, and maybe they're a jerk, maybe they're a bad person that has treated you poorly. But I want you to treat those people good because you have no clue what made them that way. You don't know what got them into that mindset. And a little bit of kindness, a little bit of friendly love is going to do wonders for these people, and you'll see results when you start thinking a little more selfless than selfish. So if anybody's got questions, go ahead. Yeah, we got it working for that.
I can't find it.
Android on the Google Store?
Yeah.
Let me see here, let me double check.
But what's it called?
Friend, L-I-E-N-S. So if you go in there and type, let me look, it should be there. I'm gonna search right now. I'm gonna search.
She left off the
F,
S.
friend, L-I-E-N-S. It's like friend with aliens, but without the A.
They said it's friends with an S.
It's right here. That's it, for the Android store. It's on Google Play. I'll help you out. I'll come out and help you.
You're a good human.
Thank you. Well, I'm a friendly. But yeah. Yeah, if you go to friendlyans.club, we have a newsletter, and we don't spam people. It's whenever we have big announcements, and it's very far. We have only put out one announcement in the year that we've been up there, so we don't spam people. I hate apps that like constantly pinging you, trying to upsell you. I mean, we're done with that, right? We don't need people tracking our behavior or trying to spam us every 5 seconds for an upsell. So I wanted to make it just easy for people to get it without any stress. Yeah. Well, I have ADD, so ODD. Oh. Well, we wanted to create lessons that kind of hit the masses first, that everybody would kind of need, for the general public. But now we're kind of delving into specific ailments, So we're hoping that the technology can be a way that at some point we'll be able to recognize if your child might have something that needs to be looked into, because of the way that they're answering. It might be a pattern that says, oh, your kid's schizophrenic, Talk to this expert that deals with that and get some help and find out what that's about. Because we don't think that technology is a replacement for a parent. We just want it to be a helper, just like PBS and Mr. Rogers was a helper. We're not trying to replace parents. I think that's a terrible idea. And we don't have any AI, and we don't have a microphone on it that's listening to your kid nonstop. So, but we do want to use the technology in a powerful way to recognize problems in the home and help you. So if the lessons aren't working, you'll be able to, once we get the experts in there, we're working on getting experts that are helping us write these content. If your kid's afraid of the dark and the afraid of the dark lesson isn't working for you, then you can contact the person that helped us make the lesson. That'd be pretty powerful, right? Having a direct line of communication with people can help you with your problem with your kids. Anybody else? Well, I think my time is done. So come by my booth. I'm going to try to figure out why the technology wasn't working. It's probably this massive stage with all the electronics in the area, but and then we'll demonstrate it for you. And again, show me that you downloaded it. I'll give you a little free thing. And good luck to you on the Wacom tablet. So thank you. Oh. And if you ever do see a Friendly in product, I don't just put my logo on things. That's boring. So here's the Friendly jacket. And we want to make it interesting. So we just don't want to sell out and put stickers and stuff and say it's a Friendly thing. We want it to be inspirational and have some technique, cool thing going on. So hopefully it'll get out there. You guys will be able to buy it. Give it as a gift to kids. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Joe Christopher Payne.